Welcome back to my channel. I've decided to start doing a slight different approach to how I make these videos. Before, I was just kind of telling you like what I picked up and what was happening in the market. But I kind of want to take you on a journey more of like realistically what I do and how my journey's going, and then just kind of like how I'm navigating through this hobby. I'm not exactly going to promote or tell people anything. I think that's, at least in this case, I don't want that to be like my purpose. This is really like me just documenting my journey and letting others know how I'm doing, and I guess a couple of insights that I think of when I buy products and sell products. And so I wanted to show you this number. It's probably backwards. It is $29,973. That is the valuation of my current collection. That number is derived from one of the, I think it's Collector or Shiny, one of those apps. And it's really just, it just takes like last sales on the product. Oh my gosh, that glare is crazy. But and it really just kind of guesses like what I could sell for. We're approaching 30K, and that's a cool milestone. My goal at the end of last year was to hit 20. So between that, I was under 20 in early December, and I'm now at almost 30 in mid-February. Not all of that is gains. I have contributed to the collection since then. Not $9,900 worth, but I have contributed, so it's not just gains. Recent pickups have been a lot of prismatic ETBs, Pokemon Center ETBs. Picked up 2 surprise boxes from the Pokemon Center. I got them a while ago before they sold out. And they're like something like $65, $70 right now. And then I got myself a sealed display of prismatic 10s, which I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a little weird because like in the past these used to come in 10, like 5x2, and this is 4x2. And I get it, like there's only 8 EVs, but it's like, come on now, did I overspend on it? I spent about market price. No deals, no found a Target, no crazy, nothing. I feel like it was a good pickup. I also wanted it as part of my collection. I know a lot of people don't want to buy that stuff. They're like, oh, it's not a booster box, it's not an ETB, it's not like something that I can just sell. But it's for me, this is also like, it's a collection piece. It's not just an investment. I mean, it is an investment, right? Because I'm like documenting the journey and where it's going. But it's just something that I do on the side. It's passive. I don't really have to like work for anything. When the price goes up, it goes up. I don't really do any work for that. Some goals I have for 2025 are to make this number be 50K. That is my goal for the end of the year. At the current rate, I invest about $2,000 a month. So with, about 10 months left, it's about 20,000. As long as this number doesn't go down, and as long as the products I buy don't go down, I should be able to hit that goal. I can't tell you that I'll be able to invest 2,000 every month, but that is my goal for the end of 2025. I do see it kind of being a little bit hard because of all these new sets and their prices being kind of like wild. Like I think Journey Together right now is at like 190 for the booster box. How do I feel about the Journey Together set? When I first heard about it, I was like, okay, cool, but then it's gonna be shot by the Rocket set, and then the first half came out, and I was like, or supposedly the first half of A Journey Together came out. I was like, this set's like the Lily, like the trainer full art thing that they're going on or whatever. It's cool, right? Like I'm not gonna say it's like instead of just getting a regular full art, it has the trainer with the Pokemon, which there's a lot of people who are nostalgic for it and they want to get it, you know. And I do see it fetching a decent amount of money, but I don't see it being like a really crazy set. And so that's why I was kind of like, so I'm like, whatever, like, oh, I missed the ETB PCs, right? No big deal, whatever. But then I heard that they're coming out with this, it's gonna be 2 different Japanese sets. And if that is the case, it could be a little bit better, it could be a lot better. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you. I'm not paying 190 for a booster box. Not having a new set. If it's like prismatic, sure, but it's not, and it's just not. I just don't know how it's gonna perform. And then even now, Team Rocket isn't gonna be called Team Rocket. It's like gonna be called something Rivals. I don't even know. In my opinion, I feel like they didn't name it correctly. Just because, like, think about it, right? Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh, like, it's gonna be more than just the Rocket set. Like, you can't just call it a Rocket set. You can have a Rocket set that has other cards. Like, calling it Team Rocket would have been super easy cash grab money. Like, people are gonna buy it because of the name itself and the cards inside. Like, it would have been marketing, like, it would have been marketing, like, genius to do that. But rivals. I honestly I don't know. I probably should look it up before I make these videos, but you know. So those two are coming out, and I think we don't get Journey Together until March, end of March. So we still have a month and a half of like English pandemonium. And I feel like the market is kind of feeling it right now, right? Because like everything's kind of moving and stuff that like no one wants, right? Like Shrouded Fable, Scarlet and Violet base, like stuff that like really isn't like on people's radar for like, oh, like value or excitement. They're moving, right? I think part of it, right, is because a lot of the people who are coming to this hobby, they're like, dude, like all this Pokemon's cool, and they want to get in, but they don't have the money for $120, $130 prismatic ETBs. They see Shrouded Fable and they're like, oh, this is 50. Like I don't, and they're collectors, right? They might be collectors, and they're like, oh, cool, like I gotta get in this, right? So they're buying stuff that's not necessarily expensive, but because of that, they're drying up the product no one wants, pushing it up, right? Is Shrouded Fable worth $50, $60, $70 in ETB? I don't know. I mean, I'm not buying them at that price. I don't really like Shrouded Fable, but that's just me personally for the set or investment reasons. But it's moving. Everything's moving. You have illustration rares sitting from, they were $5, $10 a couple months ago. Now they're 30, 40. Like on the great scale of things, it's not huge, right? It's like, oh, it's like $30. But we're talking about like a 600-700% increase in like 3 months. Like, yeah, sure, you're not gonna be able to realize that if you have like a large amount of money. Like, you're not gonna buy like hundreds of these cards and sell them all for that price. But it's just like a lot of these singles are just moving in price. I think because people don't want to buy the product right now, because all this product is getting a little more expensive and they can't find products for cheap. So you're just trying to buy these singles, which is driving up the singles. And the driving the driving price of the singles is going to push opening, right? Like if you have Prismatic Evolutions, right? A lot of people are like, oh, dude, like that's expensive. When you have a $1,500 card in there, like, you know what I mean? People are going to open it. Like, you think people care about like risk versus reward? Like the whole point of opening Pokemon isn't smart, right? People are not. No one's opening Pokemon and making money. Like, sure, like you know, in your head, but oh, I'll open one pack and got it, right? But for the majority, people aren't making money. It's just it's a hunt. It's something to for people to look forward to, and because Prismatic Evolutions actually has like $4,000 packs, right? Like the God pack, like people are going to open that. People will continuously open that. Not really depending on the price, right? Like I mean, if it ends up being a $20-$30 price per pack, yeah, it's going to slow down. Like not everyone's gonna be ripping a $20-$30 pack, but 12, 13. I mean, I see 151 is crazy. 151, crazy. 10, 11, $12. People are still opening it like it's nothing, like paper. And then what's wild to me about 151 compared to Prismatic, right? Prismatic has those big hits, right? $400 or $500 cards. And then they have a bunch of like $5, $10 cards. But it's like those big hits, they're worth a lot. 151, it has mid tier. It has mid tier and like a $250 Charizard. Like you're just not gonna get your value at. Like it's insane. And the people ripping 151, don't get me wrong, I ripped a crap ton. But that was also when the packs were $4 or $5, right? Like I'm not justifying like, oh, it was cheaper, so it's better to rip. Like at the time the Charizard was like 110. So sure, I was still ripping and like losing money. But like 180 an ETB, almost 400 for the PC, like that's getting pretty expensive. And it's not even like Scarlet and Violet, all these new sets. Who's opening this? Who's opening this? Like don't get me wrong. If a Moonkey was in here right now, that'd be crazy. Like pulling an $1,800 card, that'd be insane. Like if I pulled it right now, if I opened this up and pulled it, like I'd be having a field day. But it's just like dude, these are close to like $25 already. Like that's 3 meals that you're going out and you're just like, you can sell it right now, you can eat for a day and a half, 2 days. Like, and the points are just insane. Insanely bad, that's what I meant. Another pickup, I actually don't, so my portfolio and the price isn't exactly accurate. I don't track everything, so I do have things that are like, some of the products that I have, the app doesn't track. I don't know. I think like this one, like the app just does. I search this up. The app doesn't have it. I don't know. So technically, my my portfolio is probably over 30K, but I'm just going with what the number tells me for now. I'm not trying to liquidate everything tomorrow, so it's whatnot. But I think another thing that I've been buying and might continue to buy is these fun packs. So these fun packs come in like the calendars, and they used to be at like the dollar stores, right? Like, these are $1. Like I paid $1 for these. And you might be like no one's gonna buy that, right? Like who's gonna buy 3 packs, right? Because like there's nothing in it. I have seen people pull. People do pull from these. Obviously, it's a lot harder, right? You're gonna need a lot more. But you get 9 cards for $3. The regular pack's like 10 or 11. Like and then the older, because the thing that I've realized is that I've looked at like older sets, like you know, like Sun and Moon shit. Sun and Moon 3-pack blisters are like $10 to $15, like, which is for some of them, which is wild because in my mind it's like if I spend $1 and it's $15, like $15 like lined up like that, like I mean I don't know. So that's kind of all I have going on right now. I think I'm going to slow down a little bit on like exactly what I'm purchasing, or maybe purchase a little bit older and kind of just stay clear of like the new stuff coming out, because all these prices coming, a booster box coming out at $200, like it's kind of ridiculous. Not to say that it's a bad price for the hype, you know, like there just might not be enough boxes. Like Surging Sparks at $250 for me is expensive, but like you might not be able to get it. Like in 2 years, it might be $400, $500. Evolving Skies is only 3.5 years old. That's $1,300. Like, how can people justify that? And then a $200 box that's 3 months old. I mean, there's just like, there's no argument you can make for one or the other. That would be like definite on one and not definite on the other. So, yep, that's how I go. I'm going to try to make 3 videos a week to stay consistent and kind of update you guys on what I'm doing, what I'm buying, and we're 9 away from 100 subscribers. Please subscribe and like, and then comment like any deals you guys have made, any buys that you guys have gotten, and overall just how you guys are doing.